Hello all, it's Peps, it's J-Dog, and for the last time for 2021, we're giving you our regular season tips for your final chance at footy tipping glory. Great man, it's a bit of a sad night because there'll be 10 teams that will be not getting a mention next week, but it's also good just to chat footy for a little bit of time, considering everything that's been going on within the state, around the country, around the world, just giving everybody out there just a little bit of lace-out love from both of us.
Absolutely, absolutely. Hello, listeners out there. Round 23 brought to you by Peps and me. Simple.
Okay. It is simple, but it's so sophisticated how we analyse each game.
Oh, we go through it.
We spend literally seconds looking at these games and determining who is going to win. And most often not, we're wrong. But you still keep tuning in, and that's what it's all about. But you know what? There's a guy in front of me right now, ladies and gentlemen, and we know him as Jamie. He is the J-Dog. The limited hairs on the top of his head are standing up for tomorrow night because on Friday, August 20th, 2021, they're playing the Western Bulldogs versus Port Adelaide at 7:50 p.m. Marvel Stadium to kick off the final round of the season. And by God, is he excited. Take us through it, Big Kev.
Eggplants all around. Who's having eggplant salad?
Eggplants and 3 drops.
Eggplants and 3 drops. Yes, Western Bulldogs versus Port Adelaide. 3 versus 4. Top of the ladder still in play, but probably not. Coming in for Western Bulldogs is Rourke Smith. Going out is Anthony Scott, who was a Medi-Sub last week, and Riley Garcia has been omitted. Coming in for Port Adelaide. I'm a little bit nervous, Peps.
On which one? Actually, I don't think it's not the guy with the long leg I think I'm worried about.
No, well, Stephen Motlop's coming in for Port Adelaide and Trent McKenzie, the cannon, is coming in. But this is the one I'm nervous about. Out for Port Adelaide this week after a sensational return last week, Orazio Fantasia. I know you Richmond people out there will be saying, sucked in. This is what we had to deal with for 4 years. I'm nervous, Peps. I'm nervous about that one.
You reckon he's hiding something, or you reckon he's...
I just hope... I don't know.
Someone has to kick the goals against the top 8 teams because Charlie won't.
I'm just nervous. Anyway, so Orazio Fantasia's out. Sam Mays has been omitted, and Tom Cleary, who came in last week, has been omitted and basically tag team with Trent McKenzie to come in. The milestone for this one here is Carl Amon is playing his 100th game, which I would never have said that about him reaching his 100th milestone at Port Adelaide 3 seasons ago. But well done, Carl.
Well, is he going to get a chairlift? Like, if there were 2 people to chairlift him off, who would they be? Because I think you get a chairlift for your 100th.
Is 100 a chairlift? No.
100 is a chairlift.
You can't do chairlift for 100. That's 3 seasons. Oh, no, sorry, 4 seasons, 4.5.
And the average career length is 3, maybe 150. No, 200. 200. Did I get chairlifted on my 200th? Yeah. And 250th and 300. And 350 and 370.
And tell you what, the club's insurance has never recovered after that, or the backs and shoulders are done.
No, when you got a rig this good.
Old fat ass Peps on their shoulders.
All right. Calm down. The guy, got to understand, guys, Jamie weighs 83 kilos, but I remember a number of years ago, he actually said he was going to be doing bodybuilding. And it was, like when you're a kid and you used to put plasticine around a pencil? So that's what he was. That was like him trying to put muscle, plasticine on a pencil.
Look at him, he's going personal. He's getting personal already after 2 minutes into the podcast.
Story of my life. Hey, mate.
Yeah.
Look, I don't trust the Dogs at all. After what they've served up the last couple of weeks, their midfield is a complete flop at the moment. I don't know what's going on. Norton can't handle it. Stephen Martin's no sign of when he's coming back. There's not going to be this pre-finals bye, which both these teams would like to have.
Yeah.
I reckon Orazio is more of a, listen, we're playing finals, so we'll just give him a rest.
Yeah.
With that saying, I'm actually thinking your mob are not going to win.
Just sucked.
I just think the Doggies, but I don't trust the Doggies either. And I'm thinking it's at their home deck. They like it. Doesn't really make much of a difference to you. The biggest risk is for them because if they lose, potentially they drop out of the top 4 and a final and a second chance. So that's why I'm going with the Doggies. They've just got more on the line. That's not saying that you're shit. I just think that they've got more on the line, and that's why I'm going with them.
I'm going to make one analytical statement for my whole year because that's not my role in this podcast. You're the analytical one. I just talk shit and talk the news. The reason why Trent McKenzie has been brought in versus Tom Cleary to play on Team English is because Trent McKenzie is a front shoulder player and Tom Cleary is a back shoulder player. And I reckon with the height of Team English, you do not want a back shouldered player there. You want Trent McKenzie in front of the man taking the intercept marks.
That's not a bad analysis. I actually heard that when you were playing, you were more of a backdoor player. Especially during those congregal meetings at Port Adelaide Prison. Rightio. So we're going to be splitting on that one. But now, normally for anyone who hasn't listened to our tips takes about 20 minutes. Tonight's going to take about 30 because it's going to take me that long to get through what Richmond have decided to do tonight. So Richmond versus Hawthorn. And can I sing it, Jamie? Wheels on the bus have fallen off. Come on, kids, fallen off. The Tigers' bus has fallen off and the Hawks are going to win. How good's this? Clarko has how many has he won? These last
5 of the
last 2 or 3 or something?
5. Yeah, why not?
They're going to win another one again because Richmond have dropped 10 outs.
This is a joke. This is a joke, isn't it?
They're 10. So let me just go through.
The AFL can't allow this.
They can't allow it. No, I told you, Jamie, they need to bring in a pre-round 23 bye to stop things like this from happening.
Okay.
Rightio. Here we go. So Ben Miller, David Asprey, Jack Ross, Jason Castagna, Camden McIntosh, Marby Chol, Marlon Pickett, Riley Collier, the Hyphen Dawkins, and Will Martin in.
Mm-hmm.
Dion Prestia, out, social media. Hugo Ralph-Smith, omitted. Kane Lambert, injured. Morris Rioli, omitted. Ryan Mansell, injured. Ryan Garthwaite, omitted. Shane Edwards, injured. Toby Nankervis, injured. Trent Cotchin, soft. Alrighty, let's go on to the Hawks. They're big names. Big names. Who?
Jake Arts.
Artsy as well.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, he was the Medi sub, so he didn't play anyway the week before. Right, Jager O'Meara in. The Warpedo is in. James Warple, Luke Bruce in. Out, Connor Downey, omitted. Jai Newcomb. Why would you manage someone with the last game of the year? Josh Morris, Medi sub. Tyler Brockman, managed. And Tom Mitchell playing his 150th game. Good on you, sunshine. Yeah, why do you manage someone in the last week? Don't worry, buddy. If something happens, we've got you right for next week.
Yeah.
There is no next week. You do a hammy, who cares? Goodness, it's just stupid. And Ben Miller playing his first game.
You want to play Luke Bruce in your final game for the club that you've coached for 115 seasons.
Fair enough. No, it's a good point there. I'm going with the Hawks in an upset here, even though it's at the G. Too many changes for Richmond. Too many. And, their hearts are out of it. They're finished. Richmond, the dynasty is over. Back to where you belong, 9th.
I'm with you, Peps. Hawks, for me, for the emotional game is going to be on the Hawks.
How good would it be that Hawthorn are kicking out the most successful coach in the last 20-odd years for a guy who's got potential? Jeez, football and potential, a very dangerous combination that very rarely plays off.
It's got the Collingwood smells about it, doesn't it? They were worried about him potentially going to another club, so they've kicked out their successful coach to secure someone who's an unknown. It's got the Collingwood smell about it.
Yeah, but at least they stabbed him in the back nicely. Carlton, they haven't. The coach knows him.
Collingwood.
No, I'm talking about Hawthorn. Hawthorn's got rid of their coach perfectly.
Yeah.
Carlton, they're like, would that be the lowest death row walk? It's been going on for what, half a season?
That's pretty bad. Am I doing next game?
Pardon? Absolute poo.
Am I doing next game, Peps?
Who are you going with? Hawks? Both going Hawks?
Yeah, Hawks.
All right, mate. You give us a bit of Sydney Swans versus Gold Coast action. And I'm a little bit excited about this one too, I must admit.
Yeah, 145 Marvel Stadium. So get excited for that one there. Both. Who's the home team? Sydney. There you go. Callum Mills comes in for Sydney.
It doesn't matter. They're playing at Marvel.
Hey, you got to pick a home team somehow. Callum Mills, Jake Lloyd, Lance Franklin in. Glad to see Franklin back.
Oh, I love him.
Although this is the one that's concerning. Josh Kennedy out, injured, which we know. We spoke about that on Tuesday night.
Mm-hmm.
Nick Blakey, injured. We know about that one there. Robbie Fox omitted and Sam Reid has been omitted. Sam Reid just cannot get a run.
Poor bloke.
Incoming for the Suns, Alex Davies and Jared Harbrow.
Hold on. Can I just give JH an absolute pat on the back? He would have to go down as the Gold Coast Suns' finest ever player.
Yeah, most loyal for sure.
Most loyal. He was one of the top. It was one of the first 5 to sign up and has been immense.
Yep.
And has got everything out of his career, everything out of his body, and has been a leader amongst men. And I really appreciate that they flew him down and say, mate, we're putting you in for one last game. Regardless of what happens, you're playing. There'll be no one to see it.
No.
But we appreciate everything that you've done, that we're willing to put you in front of an empty stadium.
Yep. Going out for the Gold Coast Suns, Jack Bowes comes out, Jacob Townsend, and Jeremy Sharp has been omitted as well. So coming in new to that team there is Alex Davies. Oh, do you want a debutant in the last game of the season in front of no one? And coming for the milestones on the Sydney Swans is Harry Cunningham, 150th game.
Good work, Richie.
Holy moly.
I know. It's amazing, isn't it? How quickly these guys get games. Yes.
Sydney or Suns? Who are you going for, mate?
I'm going Suns.
You going the Suns?
I just think a lot of these teams that are potentially playing finals, the Swans can't make top 4.
No.
So they just want to get through the game. And I think the Suns want to finish on a high. The rumours going around that Stewie Jew's now going to be on the chopping block.
Ugh.
Because the media just want to get back on that bandwagon. Yep. I just reckon what there's going to be upsets in the last round.
Yeah, but I don't see it coming from this one here. So for me, it's the Swans.
Alrighty. Okay. You want to have a crack at the next one?
I certainly do. Not a bad little game here. Means nothing other than for West Coast. But Brisbane means nothing really. Fifth
actually, no, it does. No, it does, Jamie, because if Brisbane win and the Doggies lose, they jump into 4th.
Of course. Sorry, they do.
Good to see you.
All right. So Brisbane Lions versus West Coast Eagles. Gabba, 4:35. Coming in for the Brisbane Lions is absolutely no one. Out this week, Reece Matheson, the barometer. I think you should probably change your nickname, mate. Just change it. It's not working for you anymore. The
defibrillator, because you need something to kickstart your career, mate.
All right, coming in for West Coast, they have got also a hell of a catch you later next year sort of fever going on in the West Coast Eagles.
All the best in your future endeavours.
Absolutely. Coming in, Connor West, Harry Edwards, Jake Waterman, Jermaine Jones and Josh Rotham are coming in. Fair out here, Peps. Brad Shepherd, injured. Jack Petruccelli, omitted. Jeremy McGovern, injured. Josh Kelly, injured. Tim Kelly, injured. Sorry, Josh Kennedy, injured. Tim Kelly, injured. And Zach Langdon, Medisub, so out. I don't think West Coast are trying. I think they know their fate.
Are they the worst team to potentially play finals?
Well, they're not with that lineup.
No, they're going to lose. They're not going to make finals.
Not with that.
Not with that lineup.
Look, West Coast have probably been an amazing case that you can lose as many games to bottom 4 teams and all that and still somehow make the finals up until round 22.
3.
Last week, I mean. They fell out last week. All right.
They've been no good all year. Yeah,
Brisbane Lions.
Brisbane. All righty. This is the altitude game. This is top of the food chain, baby. The Apex.
Absolutely.
Who is going to be the Apex Warriors? Is it going to be Geelong or is it going to be the D's? 7:25 p.m. at GMHBA, and I'll take you through this game because I am bloody well excited. Rightio, Gary Rowan in. Hide your wives, people. Brian Myers and Tom Atkins out. Sava Radagalia. They were pumping this guy up something chronic a couple of weeks ago. Omitted. Quinton Narkle, Medisub. Just go somewhere else. Just leave. Sean Higgins managed. Zach Guthrie omitted. All right, for the D's, in Jack Viney, Stephen May, Tom McDonald. Very handy. Aaron Vandenberg, Medisub out. Jake Melksham omitted. James Jordan omitted. Michael Hibbard omitted. And Mark Blitzvars, Blitzvars, 200 games. That's even more impressive. Okay. The interesting thing about Melbourne here is James Jordan's played every game this year.
Really?
And they've kicked him out for this one. Yeah, his last couple of weeks probably been a bit. I thought Melksham was all right last week, but when you got Viney, May, and McDonald in, it makes it very, very difficult. I'm going with the D's.
Who's James Jordan? James Jordan's out for who? Who's coming in?
Melbourne. So literally it would be Viney in for Jordan.
Okay.
Tom McDonald for Melksham and Stephen May for Hibberd.
Yeah.
Joel Smith has kept his spot. Played pretty well last week. So that's probably the interesting one out of all of that.
Yeah.
Look, I'm actually going to go with Melbourne this week. I just think they're missing too many out of their backline, Geelong. And these have been going all right. But you got Tomahawk and Cameron up the front there, so that's going to make it a bit difficult. You've got the concussion king himself, Jel Soward. He'll look to take somebody out. Danger he'll be on a mission.
Yeah.
But I just think the D's, there's something about him at the moment. They've got a bit of spunk back over the last couple of weeks, and I think the two games that they've had, even though they weren't against the greatest opposition for all the circumstances, etc., I'm just going with the D's. I think the first time to be on top of the ladder since 1964, there's something about that. With the potential to take top spot and the potential to, if things don't go to plan, playing Geelong next week as well too. So they want to try for the soft kill against Port Adelaide potentially the week later, or the Bulldogs a week later. So
can you imagine if Melbourne finished top of the ladder?
Yep.
Are most likely going to win the Riser with 4 nominations. No other clubs come close to 4 nominations this season and don't win the premiership. Like, it's embarrassing.
Oh, I don't know. You're a club that's been on top how many times and weren't able to take it out?
It's embarrassing. Like, what other awards do you guys want to try and win this season and still not come away with the big one?
Doesn't matter. It's a team game and they all lose together. But I'm going with the D's and we'll just see what happens after that. All right?
I'm going the D's as well because I am actually, regardless of me shit-stirring Peps, I actually am on the D's this year. I do actually want to see them win all the teams other than my team, I do want to see the Demons win.
I've got a feeling if you look at someone's been placing up on Spybook or all the places, if there was one team outside your own you'd like to see them win the flag, majority of them have said the D's. So it's actually nice to see people get behind us. And then if we do win it, they'll be just like, nah, we hate Melbourne. Da-da-da-da. So, all righty, here we go. Carlton versus GWS. David Teague's last game as Carlton coach. I've called it. I'm willing to put my agates on the line. I'm calling it. This will be
back
his
him in,
last
Blues
game.
board, just pussies. Back him in.
Bunch of spuds, aren't they? You've left him hanging. Poor bloke. Now, you know when we're talking about people getting managed last week?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, this week with one game to go.
Yeah.
This tops it off, J-Dog. You ready? Carlton in. Lockie Fogarty, Patrick Cripps. Okay. Paddy Dow, omitted. Fair enough. Sam Petreski-Seaton, Medi-sub. Mark Murphy, managed. From what?
He wasn't playing. He wasn't
even playing this week. Why can't you just say retired, let go? What did they said? Oh, we don't want to upset him and drop him for the last game of his managed. That's just taking the piss, isn't it?
Don't stop being Carlton.
Oh, they're cooking. They're coming. We can smell it. In for the Giants, Kieran Briggs, Toby Green. Yeah, eggplants and 3 drops. Jake Riccardi, out Medi-sub. He won't be there next year.
No.
I reckon. James Peatling, omitted. Shane Mumford, managed. They're going to be playing finals a week later, it looks like, and Eddie Betts plays his 350th game, and snaps and claps to you, Eddie, because you're the only reason why I'd ever want to watch Carlton and Adelaide. And just because of that, I reckon Carlton, they're going to cause an upset.
Okay.
They're going to cause an upset. It's going to be at Marvel. And I'm saying the Blues by 7 points. And right. Eddie to kick 5 in his last game.
And hide about 15 footballs up his shorts.
Oh yeah.
Peps, I'm gonna break the hearts here. I'm gonna go GWS by a lot because they did Mark Murphy dirty last week and they're gonna do Eddie Betts just as dirty this week. I'm predicting a 60-pluser. They did him absolutely dirty last week. Poor Mark Murphy, stalwart of the club. 4 coaches in his time there. And Eddie Betts is going to get done.
He hasn't had as many coaches. He has not had as many coaches as Nathan Jones.
That's true.
Remember that. Just remember that.
Carlton are going to do him dirty.
All right.
GWS
we hope not.
60 plus.
All right, 60 plus. Take us through the next one, mate. We're on to the Sunday games now. We're on to St Kilda versus Freo. And how good was Freo last week?
Now we're talking about. So can the wankers with anchors make it? So they versus St Kilda, Bluntstone Arena down there in Hobart. Whew, chilly. Ben Long comes in for St Kilda. Jack Bytel, Jack Loney, Matthew Allison, and Paul Hunter all come in. Dara Joyce is somewhere between the Earth's mantle and the core of the Earth. That's such his face was buried last week by one T. Hawkins. Max King is injured. That's unfortunate. And Matthew Allison is the new guy in for that team. Coming in for Freo, some fair ins here. Andrew Brayshaw, Blake Acres, Ethan Hughes, and Joel Weston. Going out is Connor Blakely, who has got that injury. And Blake Acres is playing his 100th game this week. So well done to you. Peps, Bluntstone Arena. None of these two teams are probably too familiar with the area.
Do they even know where Tassie is?
Where we going, Peps? Who's your...
I'm going Freo, mate.
You going Freo?
Yeah, I'm going Freo because Freo technically
yes.
can still make it if both GWS and Essendon lose.
And they win by a lot.
No, they don't have to win by a lot because they're both on 40 points. So Fremantle, West Coast, Essendon, GWS are all on 40 and 42 points respectively.
Yeah.
So if they win, they go to 44. Doesn't matter what Essendon do and it doesn't matter what GWS do.
Okay, so results laden there.
So Fremantle have to win, puts all the pressure back on GWS and Essendon.
Yep, and this game here is at 12:15 on Sunday.
So they'll be sitting. So GWS will know their fate already. Essendon are going to be sitting back watching this, hopefully, praying for St Kilda to get over the line.
Yes.
All righty. So that's why I am simply going with the Dockers, the Wankers with anchors, potentially making finals again.
I'm going Dockers as well.
Many years. All right, beautiful. Here we go, big boy. It's a Sunday game. It is Essendon versus Collingwood at the MCG. This is going to be an interesting one. Andrew Phillips, Braden Ham, and Nick Cox all in. No one out at this stage. Anton Toehill, Jay Rantel, Jeremy Howe, Reef McGuinness, Tom Wilson in, Brody Meyer, check. Suspended? What did he get suspended for?
I can't remember. I don't know.
What did he get suspended for?
Don't know.
I didn't even hear about that one. Trey Rusco injured. Reef McInnes first game of the year. Jared Ruffhead playing his 200th game. I'm going with an upset here. I'm going with an upset.
Oh, no.
What?
Brody Mychek got done because he hit his hip and shoulder on Tom Fullerton.
Did Fullerton get injured?
Well, he got him high, I think.
Oh, but it was a football act though, wasn't it?
Peps, we're not going to get into an MRO conversation on our Thursday podcast.
I want Collingwood to win. I want Collingwood to win. Do whatever you can. Make it an absolute bung fight, shit fight, Collingwood. Do whatever you need to do, but win. Win by a point. Please. Because could you imagine the black and red army? Facebook will go into meltdown.
I don't know who I want to win here.
Listen, who does your wife barrack for?
Collingwood.
That's all you have to. You just barrack for the wife.
Okay, all right.
Because if they win, you win.
You're right. Okay, Collingwood for me, Peps. You talked me into it.
Beautiful.
And last game of
Pies by a point.
Last game of round 23, we've got the Adelaide Crows versus North Melbourne. The game literally means nothing to either club because they can't go anywhere. So Adelaide Oval, 4:40 on Sunday, August the 22nd, coming in for Adelaide. Feels like a bit of a shopping thing here, Peps, for me. Billy Frampton, he's been put back in. I reckon he's probably maybe gettable if you wanted to put some money towards him. Brodie Smith, James Rowe, Josh Worrell, and Lachlan Gollert are in. Out is Elliot Himmelberg, the not as good Himmelberg brother, and Jake Kelly. The new player there is Lachlan Gollant coming in there. Coming in for the North Melbourne Football Club is, are you always getting to North Melbourne? Now I actually know, is Atu Bozavalongi.
Just call him Adam Alphabet.
Oh, I reckon you always stitch me up with this one. I reckon you must do a run through the team list before I get on here, and then you go, yeah, he's in. Jamie's doing that one.
Jamie's doing it.
Jared Pollock is coming in, so once again, a bit of a shopping list there. Phoenix Spicer, he's a new player coming in. Sean Atley and Tom Campbell. Going out is Charlie Comden with his injury, and Jack Zeeble is also injured. So coming, as I said, Phoenix Spicer is injured. Milestones is Luke Davies Uniacke playing his 50th game. So well done there, mate. But Peps,
yeah, mate.
Where are you going? For me, I'm probably going to go North.
I'm going North, mate. I'm going North. North, even they are 18th. We know they're going to win the wooden spoon.
Yeah.
But they're not playing wooden spoon football. They've been really good the last few weeks.
Yes.
I'm going with North, mate. I'm going with North. They've just got more. Right. They've got more firepower up forward. The midfield's humming along nicely, and the outs, they're not too bad. I just think there's too many outs at the moment for Adelaide. They've got no forward line. It showed last week. They just got blown off the park.
Yeah.
And North are going to win another game and finish off a pretty respectable season, which is good too. But listeners, that also finishes our 2021 tipped out extravaganza for this week. That is the longest episode that we've had, and that was all due to Richmond dropping 3/4 of their squad. So, look, I hope your team wins on the weekend, regardless of who you barrack for. Just know that we're here for you. Have a bit of a listen. Throw a comment on the Facebook page or give us a comment. Give us 5 stars on iTunes. Go on. You know you want to. It's how you want your 5-star reviews. Lace out. Tipped out. But more importantly, we are going to be back Tuesday night. And this is where the money's made. This is where we make our money. Tuesday night, leading into the finals. First week. No break for the players. No break for us as well too. So we will be analysing each game on Thursday night. We tipped out, but we'll be discussing everything to come out of the week, all the news, everything heading into a bumper crop of finals football, wherever these games might be played too, J-Dog.
I love it.
Love it. I love you, son. I love all our listeners. Thank you very, very much for our last ever regular tipped out. J-Dog, how do you want your tips, mate, every single week from the two greatest tipsters, you and moi?
Peps, I want it tipped out.
Have a great week. Good luck to your teams, and we'll see you on Tuesday night. J-Dog, it's been a pleasure.
Thanks, mate. See you, listeners.
Bye. Go D's!